All right. Good morning, everybody. So, I'm going to try not to over-explain things just so that we don't run short on time. I'll end it at 11:10 just to make up for the 8 minutes we lost. Yeah, let's get started. Feet together, right fist, left palm, show courtesy. And today's starting meditation, I'm going to leave up to you guys. You can do the standing one with this, one here, or the wave hands like clouds. Pick your favorites. You feel whichever one you think is going to get you ready for the class. And begin. And we're going to move on to the Qigong. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. In out. In and out. Next one, breathe in. Out. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. And the closing. Breathe in. And out. Very good. And next stretch. Up. Down. Up. Down. Right side. Switch. Switch. And switch. Neck rotations. Other direction. And we're going to move on to the last out. So remember, breathe in as you go up, breathe out as you go back, and buckle the knees as the hands pass. And go high. And shake it out. Hands up. Clenching the hands. Wrist rotations in. Other way. Shoulder rotation forward. Back. Slap the kidneys. Chest. Center. Hip rotations. Other way. And keep the feet separated, grabbing the ball waist turning. Inhale as you go up, exhale as you go down. Keep the eyes focused on the ball. And breathe in. And out. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. Other direction. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. Breathe in. And out. Shake it out. Feet together. Knee rotations. Other direction. And separate the feet. Knee rotations, inside circles. Other direction. And ankles, right side, inside circles. Remember, you can hold on to the wall or a chair or something if you need to hold it down. Outside circles. Switch legs. Inside circles. Other direction, outside. And shake it out. Slap the left side. legs. Lower back. Stomach washing. Top of the head. And one with the hands. Massage the face, forehead. Eyes. Nose. Mouth. Neck. And thyroid. Remember with this one, the most important part is to make sure the neck muscles clench. Kidneys. Make sure to cover the ears entirely and tap the base of your skull. You should hear like a little bit of a drum beat sort of sound inside your head. And shake it out. Now we move on to the 8 brocades. Not going to run through the details so much like I did last time. The only thing that I really want you guys to pay attention to is the breathing. Yes, we breathe in through our nose, out through our mouth, but make sure as you breathe, you're breathing from down here. There should be an expanding and a retracting. And as it comes back, it's not, the tensing of the muscles, just the nature of the exhale, because your lungs are deflating. When you inhale, your lungs are growing in size because they're expanding and then deflating. So as we move through them, try to keep that in mind. Number 1, holding up the sky. And breathe in. Out. Breathe in. Out. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. In. Out. Last one. In. And shake it out. Number 2, pulling the bow, shooting the arrow. Remember to keep the eyes focused on the fingers as they move. And breathe in. Out. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. And out. And the closing, breathe in. And out. Shake it out. And we're going to be stretching in between. So if you need to, grab onto a wall or chair, grab the right foot, and stretch out. Try to get your heel as close to your belly button as possible. And switch legs. And shake it out. We're only going to do quick stretches. That way we have more time for the 24. All right, number 3, pressing up and down for the stomach and the spleen. And breathe in. Out. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. In. Out. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. In. And out. Number 4, looking back. Remember to open the eyes wide as you look back. And then relax them as you come forward. And breathe in. Out. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. In. Out. And the closing, breathe in. And out. All right. And grab your foot and stretch it back. Remember, try not to let your hips go back. Try to keep them forward and try to keep the knees as close together as possible. You should feel the stretch in your hip and your quad. And if you have trouble finding your balance, try and look at something that's not moving. That usually helps. And switch. And shake it out. All right, where do you leave off? Number 5, wagging the tail for the heart and pericardium. Remember, as you go down, try to keep your back as flat as possible. And breathe in. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. And out. Shake it out. Number 6, tilting back. Remember to try to not let the head fall back and focus on that breathing. And breathe in and out. And in. Out. In. Out. In. Out. Breathe in. Out. Last one, breathe in. And out. Closing, breathe in. Out. And next stretch. Put the right leg out and stretch down. Try to grab onto your foot. If you can't grab onto your foot, grab onto your shin and pull yourself down. And switch. And shake it out. Last 2. Staring at the fist with angry eyes, number 7. Remember to open the eyes wide as fists go up. And breathe in. Out. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. In. And out. And the closing, breathe in and out. Shake it out. And last one, number 8, rising up with the heels, bringing the energy to the crown. Remember to sort of plop down a little bit on your heels. And again, if going all the way up messes with your balance too much, just go up a little bit and plop down. And breathe in. Out. Breathe in. Out. Last one, breathe in. And out. Awesome. Okay. Now let's do a seated meditation on the chair. Sit. If you do not have a chair around, that is fine. Sit down on the floor, wherever you feel comfortable. And for today, as we are going to go through the 24 and coordinate the breathing technique with it, try to visualize the form in your head. And physically, what you're going to do is just breathe. But your breathing pattern should be synchronized with the movement of the form as you visualize it in your head. No, some of you have probably done it before with me. It's difficult, but the more you do it, the easier it gets. Not to mention, you're further ingraining the form into you. So let's get started. And remember, with this seated meditation posture, for guys, the right hand's on top. For girls, for women, the left hand is on top. Why? It has to do with energetics, differences between the genders. I'm not exactly sure the semantics behind it, but this is the way, I guess. And begin. And open your eyes. Hopefully, you were able to get through at least like half of it. It takes time to get there. The hardest thing is rerouting your normal thoughts because I don't know who I explained this to, but I explained this once and it kind of helps people to understand how to operate with meditation in a more practical way. A lot of times people tell you, when you meditate, you have to try and, throw out all your thoughts and just kind of sit in silence. Yes, but no. Yes, you want to try and sit in silence and you want to empty your mind, but it's very hard to go from the normal hustle and bustle of your mind to absolute zero. So, as opposed to trying to just tell your mind to be quiet and say nothing, try to hone in on one thing. For example, the form. We're just trying to focus on 24. Now, if other thoughts come in, you have to kind of reroute it, kind of like you would a dog. Like if a dog wants a treat and it's jumping around, you kind of have to be like, no, sit, and then I give you the treat. So as you meditate, you think about the form and then some random thought, oh, I'm going to have ice cream later. You're like, nope, I can come back to that later. Right now, I'm focusing on 24, and that's what I'm going to do. So try to keep that in mind as you meditate. And the second thing is something that I struggle with is keeping a proper posture when I'm sitting, because one of my kung fu styles has me round my back. So I tend to kind of live like that. But when you sit, you want to have the same thing as your standing posture, this same line from here to here. So, and sometimes I find myself doing this, or sometimes I do this. So as you go through that, you can kind of play with it. A lot of times when I'm meditating, I prefer to lay down because it's easier for me to keep my posture straight. And the only issue with that is that, you might fall asleep. But I haven't. But I do have sleeping problems, so that might be why. Okay. So cool. We have more than enough time to get through the form once, and then once we finish this one repetition, we'll go into the semantics behind the breathing. But first wrap around, we're just going to go through the whole thing. Try to keep up. All right, cool. I know I messed up at the end. I did one of these instead of this. But besides that, I think I did okay. Not great, but just okay. All right. So, cool. Where did we get up to? I know that we kind of rushed the last section, so I'll go over that again. But okay. So, okay. So I'm gonna run through the start up until the white crane spreads wings, and then we'll redo rush knee and push, and we'll move a little bit more further ahead. So naturally, you're gonna start inhale. Then as you step out and go back to center, exhale. Raise the hands, inhale. And as you go back down, exhale. Now, turn. As you rise up, inhale. Exhale as you drag the hands around. Then inhale as you grab the ball. Then from here, on each brush the horse's mane, you exhale. And on each grab the ball, you inhale. And then you exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now from here, you inhale, retract, and exhale as you settle into the final position. Now, say this is more or less where you left off the last time. You're gonna inhale as the hands come up, exhale, keep on inhaling, you're gonna exhale when you step forward and push. So let's go through that one more time. So this whole time you're breathing in, collecting the air. As you come forward, exhale. Same thing as you retract, again, inhaling. All the way, then exhale. One more, inhale, all the way around, and exhale. Then once you get here, this is more of a sigh because it's not a prolonged movement, so you're not going to be inhaling forever and exhaling forever like you would with these. So this is just quick in, out as you settle in. Let's run through that part one more time, and then we'll go through the repulse monkey. From white crane spreads wings. So inhale all the way around, step forward, exhale. Now, before we continue, keep in mind my hands get about here consciously with just moving my hands. The rest is more or less my torso until I get to almost full extension. Then I press forward with my right hand a little bit. But for the most part, as I'm exhaling, the only thing that's moving is my waist. Then my hand jolts forward just a bit to reach the final point. And you can try and pretend like I don't really have a flat wall, a wall in front of you where this meets, where the tips of this fingers meet, and this hand meets. So as you continue on, now you're breathing in, and as you exhale, the fingertips here and the palm here all meet at the same wall here. So there should be a line from toe to knee to fingertips to palm. And last one, inhale, step forward, exhale. Good. Then in and out. So from here, same breathing pattern. As the hands go back and rise up, you're inhaling. As you settle in to the position with the palm forward, exhaling. So again, from here, breathing in. And as you step back, your same story. A bulk of the movement is just waist turning until the very end. My waist is dragging this arm back and moving this arm forward. Then once you're about to finish, you conscientiously move the arms just a bit. And that goes for each repetition. So you're inhaling, turn the hands, and as you pull back, let the body do the work, and then move the hands a little bit. Last two. So you inhale, coming back, step behind, untwist, exhale. And last one, breathing in, step behind, untwist, and exhale. Try that again. So from the strum the lute, you inhale as you come up, and exhale as you go back and untwist. Breathing in and out. And breathing in, out. And the last one, breathe in and out. Okay, so the pattern should start to recognize it. There are some variances dependent upon specific moves, like this one, for example, where there's no back and forth action. So you have to kind of adjust, because if you just inhale on this one, it's going to throw off the next one. So you have to kind of play with that, especially if you're going to experiment with the rest of the form and try and figure it out. And honestly, that's how I figured it out. Of course, I had, after the fact, I asked my teacher questions to make sure I didn't just, make up a bunch of stuff. But I kind of pieced it together myself, because I also had a lot of experience with Kung Fu, and the two things are linked. So, but feel free to experiment with it, figure out how you can improve on it. Like the way I explained the opening, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. I don't do it like that. I will try and breathe in for all of that. And so why don't I explain it like that? Because I know if I explain it like that, most of you are going to try and be like the Flash and get to here as fast as possible, because most of you haven't developed that type of breath capacity to do that whole movement to here. So with practice, you'll get there. Or, maybe we broke it into 4 actions. In time, you'll break it into 2 actions, and so on. So play with that a little bit. See what maybe you can inhale for all of this to here. And the next one, you're going to inhale for all of this to here. So play with that. The way that I broke it down is the very basic way to understand it, and the easiest way so that you can start to grasp the concept. Now, another way to look at it, which depending on your background, it might help, you might not. So if any of you have watched boxing, when they hit the bag, there's always some form of breathing out through their mouth usually. While we don't do that in Kung Fu, all of our breathing for the most part is through our nose. Each offensive action is the exhale. So let's just take this for example. This is, deflecting and striking. So the defensive action is the inhale, the offensive action is the exhale. Now, obviously, in the form, for the sake of the meditation and the practice and developing the health, you don't emphasize the power, but it's there. And I'm sure you guys know this, but obviously, in a self-defense situation, Tai Chi is not done super slow. Contrary to what some people actually think, but that's okay. So, with that said, practice at home. I should be out of town next week, but it shouldn't affect anything. If it does, I'll definitely let you guys know ahead of time. But we'll probably have a change of scenery, so that'll be cool. But no, it should be fine. We should be able to continue with our normally scheduled classes. If anything changes, I'll definitely let you guys know. Anything else? Yeah, no, everything is awesome. So practice, stay safe, stay healthy, feet together, right fist, left palm, show courtesy. Thank you guys for coming out and practicing with us. And I hope to see you all next Tuesday.